Unlocked is a community storytelling series that hopes to unlock Stanford's potential by sharing stories, spreading ideas, and building meaningful connections. 4 times per year, a group of local residents gather and speak on a central theme somewhere in downtown Stamford. And tonight, we want to thank the Cask Republic for sponsoring us here at this lovely venue. And so what is tonight's theme? We've got the theme Cringe. So folks will be sharing their funny, strange, embarrassing, mortifying, weird writing, art, and stories from childhood or last week.
I go to flush, I go to wash my hands, and I hear that sound, my back turned and wash my hands. It sounded like the toilet was suffocating. And I was like, oh God. So I look over and the thing is clogged on my first day. So I'm like, Jesus, I'm gonna get fired for destroying property on my first day. Like, great. So I'm like, okay, so I'm looking around the bathroom, looking around the corner, I'm looking for a plunger. I'm like, let me find a plunger, please, let me find something. There's nothing. And then I hear the water come over the brim of the toilet. And everything that resided in the toilet resided on the floor in a matter of seconds. So this is on the first day of my job, pretty much. Working at Chase, $11 an hour. I'm on top of the world, about to lose it all.
So Charlie and I are talking, we make a date for Thursday. So that's like 4 days away. And I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping, and I am sure he's the one. I am obsessed with his profile. I keep going back to look at it. And I noticed that he only has one picture posted. It's a little dark, and he's not smiling. So that night when I spoke to him, I said, Charlie, you only have this one picture, and I really want to know what you look like. You're not smiling, and I'd love to see you smile. And I said, do you have any teeth? And he said, yeah, I got a few. And we laughed. I said, well, can you send me some more pictures? He said, well, I'm really not photogenic. And I said, okay, fine. We're going to see each other in a few days. So Thursday comes around. We're going to meet at 9 a.m. at Cosey's in New Rochelle. That was about halfway between the two of us. He lived in New Jersey, and I'm up here in Stamford. And I pull up to Cosey's, and I get a call from Charlie. He says, I hope you haven't left your house yet. I said, I'm here. And he said, but I'm stuck in traffic at the Lincoln Tunnel, and it looks like it's not moving. I mean, it could be another hour. I said, hey, don't worry about it. I've waited a lifetime for you. I can wait another hour. So an hour later, I get another call. I'm still stuck in traffic. So I said, he's going like, I don't know, I may have to postpone this date because I got to get back to work in a few hours. I said, you know what, don't postpone the date. I'll drive to the city. There's a Starbucks on 73rd and Columbus. Let's meet there. He said, fine. So I get there and I look around and not there. I call him up, Charlie, where are you? He said, I'm pulling into a parking lot. I'm almost there. Do me a favor and stand outside of Starbucks and wait for me, because I want to give you a big hug when I see you. So I'm standing outside and I'm waiting, and after a few minutes I see this man walking around the corner. It must be Charlie. And my heart is beating really fast. And he looks a lot shorter than I thought he was going to look. And his shoulders are kind of stooped, and his cheekbones are really sunken in. And then he locks eyes with me and he says, Sandy? And he smiles a big, broad smile, and he had the most hideous teeth I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, they were like green and missing and buck, and I mean, like, I have never seen anything this bad. And there was no way I was ever going to kiss that mouth. So he comes in for the hug. And I mean, what can I do? I have to hug him, and the smell of mothballs wafts up into my nose.
Now, to call this a dildo is really a disservice. I mean, this thing is, we're talking massive, like massive head, veins popping, and it's like right in her arms. And she's like, get this thing off of me. And the sales girl's thinking, my mom's over here, I'm telling you, she was ready to pass out on the floor. And as the sales girl's removing the thing, my mom leans over and says, you actually have sales in here? Very quiet. The sales girl thinking, a transaction, I'm gonna reel this one in, loudly says, Of course we have sales. Come up to the back table. Everything's 20% off, and you get free tickets to the live demo. I'm sure you want to be part of that.
Gentlemen, I see him coming, and of course every guy that's walking down the street, you're like, is that him? No, it's not, because he just keeps walking. So I see a man approach me, and he walks right up to me and gives me a huge hug and says, it is so great to finally meet you. And I'm looking at him going, well, damn, you look nothing like your photo. And now this guy is supposed to be a little bit older than me. This other guy looked 12. Totally fine. Very nice looking guy, but I'm thinking, wow, maybe it's the fact that there's no beard now, but you really look young. Can we be on a date right now? Is this legal? I'm not quite sure. So he says, do you want to go inside and get a table? I said, all right, there's a really big line. Let's go. So we go inside, and they said, it's going to be a few minutes. So he puts his name down. So I'm standing there, and the whole time I'm thinking, can you whip out the phone and kind of do a comparison? But you just got to go with it. He walked right up to me. So he says, so how was Barcelona with your friends? Now, of course, I've just come back from Cabo with my family. So I'm like, no, Cabo with family, not Barcelona with friends. He's like, no, Barcelona with friends. I'm like, no, Cabo with family. Totally, I'm like, do we not communicate this? So we start chatting. I'm like, wow, I'm really not into this guy, but we had talked online for weeks. Like, I don't quite get what the disconnect is. So, you know where this is going. You're all laughing. I'm turning red already. So we're about to sit down, and I hear, excuse me, Catherine? I'm like, what? I turn around, it's my date. So I'm on a whole other date. At this point, my date now looks at me, and he's like, so we're meeting tonight, right? And I was like, oh, hey, you do look like your picture. You're so handsome. So, of course, I turned to the other guy, and pardon my French, but I was like, who the fuck are you? Such is my life.
So I came across this odd job, like in between jobs. I work for a pet transport company. Like, we ship pets for corporate clients. Well, costs like $10,000 a pop. So that's the kind of people you're dealing with. Like, ship a dog from New York to Singapore. Apparently they don't want to do the paperwork, but they have the money to spend on it. So first of all, the boss made it his priority to tell me the first day that he was not racist, which was very interesting, because I wasn't assuming he was racist at all. But the first day was MLK Day. And so I called, and I was like, oh, well, it's my first day. I don't know if we get this off. So I called the HR lady, and I was like, am I supposed to come in today? She was like, yeah, international clients, you should just come in. I was like, okay, cool. Get a call back like an hour later. And she's like, oh, you know what? I just remembered, you could totally take off. And like, it's like up to you. You can come in or you don't have to come in. I'm like, okay, that sounds a little weird and suspicious, but I'll take like a half day. So I get in at noon, and the boss calls me into his office. And it's first day, so I think he's just wishing me well. Sit down, paces around the room a little, just like up to the window, looking outside, not saying anything. And finally he goes, Martin Luther King was a great man. And I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah. And he goes, you know what? He did so many great things. He's really great, just like, like our president, Obama, who I voted for. That's totally cool. And then without any segue, he's like, it totally reminds me of when I was a student at Georgetown back in the 70s. Just kicking it on the basketball court, shooting some hoops, smoking some weed, We were black, white, didn't matter. And at this point, I was like, all right, bro, that's cool. Like, I gotta go do some work. So, left that.
I'm there doing my business. I'm like, oh, that burrito, terrible. And I'm like, this is the best. This is a perfect opportunity to just like fart right now. I said it. Here I am, Stamford High, farts. So I'm like, all right, let's let one go. Let go. I'm like, that feels so much better. Oh fuck, that wasn't just a fart. What happened? There's just panic. And then there's panic when you just shit your pants in a porta potty at a wedding. And that is what happened. And that is panic's here, and that panic is all the way up here. So I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm like, oh my god, I just got to get out of here. There's no redemption. This is game over. You just got to get out of here. So I pause to collect myself and just figure out the game plan. At this point, at least it's nighttime, so I can kind of like sneak around, you know. So I'm like, is there a way to clean this up? No, there's no way to clean this up. I just got to get out of here. And I am very familiar and well versed with the Irish goodbye. I don't mind doing that. And my friends are like, why do you just leave without saying bye? I'm like, dude, sometimes you need to. And I'm like ready, prepared to do that. But then I'm like, shit, my tent is set up. I can't just leave my tent. So luckily, one of my best friends, Sarah, is at this party, this wedding also. So I'm like, I just need to find Sarah and get out of here and let her know, like, hey, take my tent down in the morning. Luckily, I open the porta potty door, and she's the only one there. She's like waiting to use the thing. So I'm like, oh, thank God. This is excellent. So I tell her, I'm like, hey, it's a good thing you're here. I need to tell you something. You need to do me a favor tomorrow. She and her boyfriend, they're high out of their minds that night. So I'm just trying to tell her this. I'm like, Sarah, I pooped my pants. I need to go. I need to take my tent down. What?